different today. I'm not sick. I just felt, I don't know, I got dressed and everything, put on my jewelry, and my hair kind of air dried, which I do a lot. But I thought, you know what, I feel like I don't want to mess with the makeup today. So I'm here for you guys, real, raw. This is me with no makeup. Hello to all my lovelies and welcome to today's video. I want to start off by congratulating all of us for reaching 1,000 subscribers. I can't believe our group has gotten that large. That was my first goal that I set for myself when I created this channel. I thought if I could just get to 1,000 subscribers and get monetized, that'll be kind of my first step into creating a career online. And it's been, I guess, about a year, a little less than a year since my first video, and we made it. So I want to thank all of you who have subscribed, who have been with me since, the very, very beginning. Let me know in the comments if you're one of those. But I'm just happy to have all of you here with me every single week and to be able to do this for you, to connect with you guys in this way. Now, today's reading is going to be a bit different. I'm shaking things up. Initially, I wanted to try and do a YouTube live when I hit 1,000 subscribers, and I kind of messed around with that this week to see how it worked, and I couldn't quite get it figured out. I mean, I know I can just click and go live instantly whenever I wanted, but I was wanting to set up a live for like a future date. That way you guys would have a couple days notice. That way you'd know, like, oh, I need to be online for the live at this date and time with Addison, but I couldn't quite figure it out. So that might take a little bit. Maybe next week I can do something like that if you guys are interested. In today's video topic, we're going to take a look at what will be going on for you in the next month and a half. What will be the primary focus? What does Spirit want you to know that maybe you're not aware of? And then any other guidance and messages from your guardian angels, your higher self, whatever it is you believe. So I want to do a more intuitive reading with you all. So you guys will choose a card that will designate which pile or group you are in, but I have a stack of decks here in front of me, and I'm going to kind of shuffle, and as the cards fall out, I will speak to you, then I'll grab the other deck, and we'll do it that way. So it'll be a bit more interactive. So this should be fun. It's not a topic I've ever covered before, and so I'm looking forward to seeing kind of how you guys like this, and if it's something you would like me to do monthly or quarterly throughout the year. So let me know in the comments down below if you enjoy this type of reading and this topic or not. With all that being out of the way, let's get to an image of the card so you guys can select your pile, and then timestamps, of course, down below. I'll see you guys there. Love you. Hey Group 1, welcome to your reading. You all gravitated towards this lovely yellow stone. This is called Libyan Gold Tektite. It says, who needs it? The navel-gazing and brooding, binge watchers, anyone looking to hit the street with some extra swagger, and Cancers. So maybe some of you are Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Risings. When to use it? When your get up and go has ghosted you. And it says on the bottom, banish your blahs. So already a really fun, lighthearted energy just coming off of this card. I feel like the next month for you guys is going to be centered around fun, kind of feeling yourself, getting into yourself, maybe some new outfits or a new style you're trying out, or maybe you're just going to be attending parties, barbecues, things like that that kind of put you out in the spotlight with others, the people that you love and care about. And it feels pretty, I don't want to say the energy feels necessarily active, because that Cancer energy does kind of lean more towards that emotional comfort, but it feels like you have a lot on your agenda, a lot of invites and things, maybe just with small groups of people, or maybe it's, time focused with one particular friend or certain family members, but I don't see you being alone a lot over the next month and a half. And I think the focus for you is connecting back to your emotional center, connecting to the people, things, and places that make you feel good, that make you light up inside. And I feel like that will kind of be the focus this month. But first, let's take a look at the astrological energies going on with you. I'm going to roll the die, and then I have some astrology decks, and then we'll get into the tarot and the oracles. All right. Okay, so we have Mars in the third house in Taurus. So the third house is all about short trips, weekend getaways, like short distance travel. And Taurus is about money as well as like the new things that we purchase for ourselves. And Mars is a very active, fiery, passionate, go-getter sort of energy. So maybe for some of you are going to be pretty busy, you know, with all the things that are going on, but it feels like a good busy. It feels like, you know how, I think there's some sort of phrase of like, how it feels good to be needed. It kind of feels like that's what's going on with you the next month and a half. Like everyone kind of wants to be around you. So you're getting invited to do a lot of things. And you also yourself seem to have this nice energy of, I want to go do this. Let's go do that. Like if you've been sulking the past few months or been in kind of a lazy, quiet, sleepy phase, I feel like the next month and a half, you're really out of that. I see you going to, you know, like maybe a fair, a carnival, a market, maybe just going shopping for the day. Hanging out with siblings could be a big focus with the third house, spending time with them, maybe visiting siblings or family members that live a bit further away from you. But yeah, really great, perfect sort of summery energy, great for warm, you know, weather, kind of just being out and about all the time and buying some new things for yourself, which I also feel is on the agenda. Okay, let's look at some of the astrology cards. Oh, wow. Okay, we have Jupiter expansion. So some of you could be Sagittarius or Pisces, and that would make sense because I do feel like this energy of kind of getting really connected to the community and your immediate surroundings, that doesn't necessarily come naturally to Sagittarians or Pisceans, which are more kind of about long distance travel, doing things in sort of solitude. But you can even see, look at the Ferris wheel here, and even the die that's kind of giving the imagery of like a carnival, games, fun. So, oh yeah, look, and we have Sagittarius, the Voyager, which is ruled by Jupiter. So yeah, definitely some Sagittarius energy here. Some of you may have been away for a long time, either kind of locked up at home or literally far away in another place that's very distant from your local community, your friends and family. And I feel like a lot of you over the next month and a half are going to be finding a way to reconnect, to go back, maybe get a plane ticket, go back home. Yeah, I feel like some of you may have been stuck abroad, like foreign exchange students or doing something for work. And I just see that kind of coming to an end at this time and you getting back to almost this childhood essence and everything that's involved in your childhood, cousins, aunts, uncles, friends from high school, that sort of thing. We also had the 12th house and the 4th house come out. 4th house is about our roots, the home and family that we were born into. And 12th house is about the subconscious, and it's also about our alone time, our personal spirituality, which I feel is growing a lot for you guys over the next month and a half. A lot of you have been wanting to find some way to carve like a designated prayer time or meditation time into your day. And I see with the Mars energy in the die that you're just all of a sudden going to have the energy to just do it, to not procrastinate on it. Same for if you had any sort of exercise goals that you were wanting to set for yourself. I just see you finding a fun way to make these things happen. Maybe you play volleyball out at the beach or get in a little soccer league, or maybe just start taking some walks around your house. Like I see you guys finding kind of fun and entertaining ways to create the schedule that you've been wanting for a while for yourself. And I see you also surrender. I think some of you have been really, really trying hard to push your boundaries, to explore far beyond where you came from, who you thought you were. I feel like a lot of you have been on this sort of internal spiritual adventure of who am I really when I'm away from all that I've known? Who am I really if I were to go into this direction? I feel like the next month and a half for you is it's like you finally ended that phase or the first chapter of that phase of exploration. And the next month and a half is kind of like, okay, I'm just going to disconnect for a bit and go back to my roots, get back in touch with my community and just kind of chill for a bit and go back into my spiritual voyage, you know, maybe in a month or 2 months. A lot of you could be, you know, literally home from college for the month, and maybe college is far away, or for the summer. But yeah, I see you guys being with family and friends that have been a part of your life for a long time, making time for them over the newer people in your life. Okay, we have conjunction, which says empowerment. And a conjunction is about combining two kind of opposing things, bringing them together and creating something new from that. So some of you could be bringing new people home to the old people, or somehow interacting with people from your past and people from your present and future kind of all at the same time. And it's interesting because even though this period for you, it's going to feel like just a period of kind of fun, relaxation, pleasure, there is a lot of spiritual things kind of going on beneath the surface of all of this. You're really getting in touch with who you are entirely. Does that make sense? Whereas I feel like up till this point, you've been living as maybe your future self, who you want to be, and kind of discarding the past self, you know, keeping those two things separate. Or there's something in your life that you have been keeping quite separate. Maybe it's work life versus home life, romantic life versus family life. Something has been kept separate and compartmentalized, where I feel like the next month and a half, you're finally going to have sort of the guts, the energy, the drive, the curiosity to start blending these two areas of your life together. And it's going to feel really good. It's going to feel really empowering that you don't have to keep these parts of yourself separate, that there is a way to bring them into union. Okay, I want to look at this astrology deck before we do the tarot. Let's see. Oh yeah, we have the isolation card. Oh, one fell, 1 second. Okay, so we have Saturn in Virgo. This says isolation. And Sun in Cancer, which says resourcefulness. And Cancer rules the fourth house, which came up here. So yeah, for a lot of you, you've reached kind of this point of exhaustion. I feel like a lot of you have been feeling isolated, feeling lonely for quite some time. There's been a lot that you've been trying to do or handle all on your own. You haven't been willing to maybe open up to people about it, and there's been some insecurity going on, some doubts within yourself. And I think your pride kind of got in the way of getting vulnerable with some people, or allowing yourself to be vulnerable. Where I feel like now, for the next month and a half, there's this shift. It's like there's finally a coming home. There's finally a willingness to open up, to connect, to bring people in to what's going on with you. And not only that, but just get a break from whatever goals and to-dos have been on your mind. Because I feel like a lot of you have been very focused on some sort of goal, business endeavor, idea of success, and it's really taken over a lot of your energy. And so the next month and a half, Spirit's giving you a chance to kind of recharge, regroup, take a break, and get back in connection with the people that you trust and love the most, and that trust and love you the most. Okay, let's look at the tarot. But yeah, I'm seeing like planes, cars, trips. I'm seeing groups of people mixing. So like, for example, maybe you bring your new boyfriend or girlfriend to meet family for the first time. Maybe you bring an old high school friend to come hang out with some of your new college friends. Yeah, okay, we have the Lovers. 2 of these cards want to come out for you. We have the Lovers, and we have the Star card. So Lovers is Gemini energy, Star card is Aquarius energy. So lots of air energy coming off both of those cards, which again kind of tells me that there's going to be a lot of communication between other people, whether that be writing, texting, video calls, or actually seeing them in person. But a lot of great conversation and connection with others. The Lovers card could symbolize, for some of you, not for all, that over the next month and a half, there could be a deepening of a romantic relationship that you've entered into, or perhaps you're finally meeting someone when you've been single for a long time. So that could be for some of you. But even look at this card. See how both sides are very separate and divided? There's this line down the middle. That's kind of been what's going on with you the past year. You've really been compartmentalizing areas of your life. Whereas now I feel like you are going be blending the both. You're going to not be so I guess worried or concerned about, well, what could happen if I blend this? It could go badly, or it could be stressful. It's like you have this confidence in you, this relaxed sort of energy about you, that you're just kind of letting things be. You're trying new things out. And the star card is about emotionally detaching so that we can finally see that star. I feel like a lot of you have been searching for your North Star. What's my life purpose? What am I meant to do? What am I going to be successful in? But the thing is when we get too emotionally involved in anything, too anxious, too stressed, too overwhelmed, it clouds our vision. It's when what the star card says is that it's when we emotionally detach, detach the emotions, look at something objectively, allow everything to clear out, that we can finally see that bright star in front of us. So for a lot of you, this next month and a half may feel like it's something frivolous, it's just about indulgence and fun, but in reality, on the deeper spiritual levels, I feel like you're going to come back after this month and a half, and your mind's going to feel so much more clear. You're going to realize some things, and you are going to get more in touch and connected with your purpose. For some of you, it could be almost like an aha moment, like, now I know what I want to do. I'm no longer questioning this. This is where I want to go. This is who I want to be. But it's all thanks to this sort of month ahead that you guys have of really just having fun, enjoying yourself, relaxing a bit, and connecting all the different areas of your life. And this energy that you have too with the Mars there looks fantastic. Okay, let's get into some more tarot cards. And then I also want to get into some of the oracles as well. Oh, okay, we already got 3 cards come out. Look at this, you guys. The Lovers again from another deck. So strong Gemini energy. And the Lovers can talk about romance, romantic connection, yes, but it also talks about just connection with others in general, which I feel like you guys will be doing, especially within your community. Some of you, I think, have moved recently to a new place that's quite foreign to you, quite unknown. And I feel like the first several months of being there, you kind of just kept to your house, kept to your place, whereas I feel like the next month and a half, you'll actually be going out and exploring, getting to know the local areas, getting to know some of the local people. And you just, this fear or anxiety or pressure that you had before, it just feels like it's melting away, and you're really just allowing yourself to connect with people. We also have the 3 of Pentacles, which is about work, collaboration. For a lot of you, those of you who have jobs, the next month and a half is going to be one in which people are actually talking about you in a positive way. People at work will be kind of looking up to you. You could be stuck with maybe training someone new, teaching them the ins and outs of the business. But even if you don't have some sort of special assignment that thrusts you into the spotlight, something about your character, your attitude at work is going to come across in a really positive way for your coworkers and those above you. Now, I'm hearing whispers, okay, as they're talking to me about this card. So I don't think it's necessarily something you're going to hear directly from other people, but Spirit's wanting you to know that, hey, this change in attitude, this new happiness and joy that you found, it's paying off. People are talking well about you this month. People are noticing the knowledge, the expertise that you have. But it's really about this shift in attitude. There's this, you're more social this next month and a half. And then we have the Moon card, which is Pisces energy. And the Moon card's also about a journey, kind of like Jupiter and Sagittarius, and it rules the 12th house, actually, which came up here. So I do feel that there will be, I think it'll be towards the end of this month and a half, there will be a return to some more downtime, quiet time, alone time. For some of you, I think you're going to be getting some sort of book that you've been wanting to for a while, maybe a fantasy book, a self-help book. Some of you are going to decide that you want to start journaling. Some of you are going to be looking into therapy and starting that. But it does feel like after this nice little break that you guys have, you go back to that spiritual journey and quest that you've been on before, but with a clearer mind, because this time you know where your star is. So you know where to go. You know what you need to follow. Whereas before, when you were in this isolated, lonely energy, you kind of, I mean, you followed the path, right? But you didn't really know for certain if you were going in the right direction. Everything's dark at night. It's hard to see things. But now it's like you know where your star is. You found that North Star. And so you feel more confident in this walk, this journey through the darkness, because you can see that star clearly and you know for certain that that's where you need to go. So that's kind of how you come back after this whole month. So things feel real busy for a while, but in a fun way. And then I see you going back into your solitude, kind of retreating, but it's much more positive than what I feel like was going on before. There's been a refreshing, basically, that's gone on with your energies because of this time that you've had to kind of be and with the people you love, do the things that you love over this next month and a half. Okay, let's get an archetype card for you guys. All right, let me get one more spirit. All right, let's see what we got. All right, so we have the Liberator card as well as the Victim card, which the Liberator actually helps the victims, right? The Liberator liberates people to freedom. It says, freeing yourself and others from outmoded beliefs and releasing negative thought patterns. And the Victim card says, prevents you from letting yourself be victimized or victimizing others. And if you guys have been in a victim mindset over the past year, I do see this month that you're out of it because of this Mars energy and the energy that I'm feeling off of the cards. For some of you, what this Liberator card is actually talking to me about is friends and family who knew you before you kind of changed and evolved. I feel like there's some frustrating conversations that happen at home when you're around, whether that be, I don't know, I feel like you've kind of, you come across as quite different from your family and friends. Maybe it's in religious beliefs, political beliefs, life beliefs in general. And there's something there that can frustrate you that whenever you go back home, it's almost like you feel reminded of, okay, this is why I needed to pull away. But it's brought you down in a way that Spirit's saying really shouldn't. They don't want you to be affected by the thoughts, views, and beliefs of the people around you. They don't want you to feel pressured to be something or someone that you're not, or to even feel irritated by whatever things it is that these people in your life may think or say. And I feel like that's something that you're going to be grappling with the next month and a half, releasing yourself from, and kind of no longer being bothered by, which is going to be a really great change for you. And for some of you, maybe it's not just with family, maybe this is at work, maybe this is with coworkers, but it kind of feels like people that you kind of have to be surrounded with, not necessarily by choice. You know, not the people that we choose, but the people that just by default are around us, and how we can be surrounded by people who say or think some pretty crazy things, or feel like they have the right to tell us what's right or wrong, or pressure us to be this, that, or the other. But I just see all of a sudden not caring. It's like you've reached this level of maturity, this new level of maturity. Some of you may be having, may have celebrated an important birthday recently or coming up, because I do feel that there is a maturity that's gone on with you all. And it's interesting because the Liberator also holds this torch, holds the light in the darkness, which is kind of what the Star card represents. So I feel like you guys will be doing this for some people in your life, or maybe just online. There's going to be advice that you're able to give and offer some people around you that you care about. Even for some of you, it'll be people that are technically above you in status, like maybe a parent or a boss, for example, or an older sibling that's actually coming to you for help. And you're going to be able to lead the way for them. And that's going to make you feel really good and empowered and confident inside, that like, wow, you know, my ideas, my thoughts, it's been helpful to people, and they've listened to me, and it's going to make you feel really good to be able to do that for some people in your life. Okay, I want to get just a few words from this deck that will be kind of important words for you this month, and they all fell, of course. Okay, let's try this again. Spirit, could you just pull 3? Okay. All right. Yeah, look, we've got the Acceptance card. The Rest card. Grace. Wow. Awareness and clarity. So yeah, it's interesting because a lot of these words are kind of similar, or maybe they're coming across that way just from what I'm getting from spirit. First of all, there's something you've really been pushing towards that you're finally going to just take a break from, pull back from, allow yourself to relax. But also with a lot of your relationships, romantic, friendship, family, coworkers, you're finally like detaching and letting go of some things. Maybe some things that you used to want to intervene and control, jump in and help. Maybe some things that you just felt were really wrong that you needed to fix or convince them to do otherwise. And then you would end up real frustrated by that because they either wouldn't listen or, or would reject the advice that you gave. But now this month and a half, we've got clarity, grace, acceptance, awareness, where it's like you almost have this more spiritual perspective of what's going on around you. You're trying to keep yourself in that higher self mindset, and it is actually helping to keep you in a more positive, joyful space and to not get so caught up or intertwined with who other people are and what they want to do with their lives, but just kind of taking a step back. Now, I do still see with the Liberator card that you will be offering or giving advice to someone that you love or care about. But it will be from a place of they have approached you, they have asked you, and therefore they're wanting some guidance. It won't be from a place of maybe overhearing like some nasty political debates between your aunt and your mom, for example, and getting frustrated by that, or looking at social media posts that your cousin made that you feel are disrespectful. You're kind of washing your hands of that. And finding a way to enjoy your community, enjoy the people around you for who and what they are, like finding the commonalities, finding the things that you like, and not focusing so much on the things that make you different from them or that frustrate you about them. You just feel a bit more easygoing. Okay, I just want to look at a couple more decks. First, the Surrender deck. See what you guys are going to be surrendering over this next month and a half. Oh. All right. Yep. Okay, so the first thing we had was you will be surrendering to divine timing. This has everything to do with this North Star I've been touching on, this purpose you've been searching for. You're going to finally get to a place where you're like, you know what, I'm doing what I can do, and the rest I'm leaving it to God. I'm leaving it to the universe. And with that, you're also surrendering obsessive thinking, where you're no longer going to get caught up in the frustrating things going on around you or where you're headed in terms of your goals. It's like you're finding a way this next month and a half to separate yourself from that. Do what needs to be done, but don't overdo it, don't overthink it. And then you're also surrendering defensiveness. This is beautiful because I see this really, really helping your relationships, acquaintances, friends, family, romantic partners. Like you're really, the next month and a half for you is going to feel very harmonious in terms of the people around you, you versus those around you. There's going to be this harmony, and there has been this maturing that's gone on with a lot of you. Maybe you're experiencing your Saturn return. If you're between 28 to 30 years old, maybe you've just celebrated a milestone sort of birthday, but something positive is going on with you guys the next month and a half. Wow, look, we have the peacock. It says, let yourself stand out and be noticed. And I kind of touched on that with this card topper, that it feels like you guys are really going to be feeling yourselves, you know, doing your hair, doing your makeup, getting some new outfits, or just going to events that kind of require that you dress up a little bit, that you look nice. So I see you guys being out and about a lot. And you know what, the interesting thing you're going to learn over this next month and a half is what rest really means. Because, for example, past year, I feel like you guys were resting a lot in terms of being isolated, being alone, not being very motivated to put a lot on the to-do list maybe, or maybe circumstances didn't allow for it. So technically, yes, you were resting a lot, but you didn't feel restful because there was a lot of obsessive thinking going on, maybe a lot of anger and defensiveness going on within, maybe difficulty in forgiving some things, maybe having a more critical eye when you were kind of viewing what's going on around you. And that drains a person. So yeah, even laying in bed, even if it's for 12 hours a day, maybe you don't come out of it feeling rested at all, because it all depends on what's going on in here. Versus this next month and a half, where you actually have a lot of connections going on with others, a lot of things to do, a lot of little short trips, somehow you feel more well rested. And why is that? Well, it's because connection and vulnerability with others can energize us, but also not obsessively thinking or focusing on the negatives, or allowing our anxiety to overwhelm us or otherwise. When we don't have that going on, we do spend less energy and we are in a better mood. And so we feel more rested. We don't need as much rest. So that's kind of an interesting thing you guys will be discovering and learning over the next month and a half. But I'm going to leave it here. I think we got all of the cards out. Let me know down below what you guys thought of this type of reading. It was more interactive, where I kind of pull the cards and speak as I go. But anyways, comment about anything you want down below. Congrats again to us for 1,000 subscribers. I'm so, so happy, so grateful for you guys. And I look forward to seeing you in next week's Pick a Card reading. Love you guys. Bye. Hey Group 2, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at the card topper you all gravitated towards. And this is called Astrophyllite. Hope I'm saying that correctly. Who needs it? Anyone with a permission slip for an intergalactic field trip. When to use it? When it's time to step outside of yourself, like way outside. Call on the energy of Astrophyllite to electrify you with superhero purpose so you can take flight. And on the bottom it says, unlock your highest potential. Interesting. So I feel like some of you are going to be trying out some freaky meditations, maybe trying to get yourself to have some sort of out-of-body experience, kind of pushing your boundaries as a human and kind of testing your limits. Maybe some of you are doing some sort of like skydiving thing, something kind of out there and kind of crazy that for most humans would incite a lot of fear. But you're kind of like, I want to try it. I want to see kind of what happens if I go in this direction. I think a lot of you the next month and a half are going to be really interested in not politics necessarily, but maybe some theories, conspiracy theories, kind of like delving into some occult sciences and things like that, and just kind of seeing what you think about it, watching some interesting documentaries that kind of make you rethink things, something like that. But we'll see as we get into the rest of the cards. I do want to start with kind of looking at the astrological energies around you for the next month and a half, and I have some decks for that as well as the die, and then we'll get into the tarot cards. All right, yep, we've got Saturn in Sagittarius in the 11th house. So you all could have some strong Sagittarius placements, but Sagittarius is about kind of foreign travel, religious travels, things that really are for the purpose of expanding the boundaries of our mind, connecting with God on a deeper level. Now, the 11th house is associated, I associate it with a lot of online internet activity, because it is about kind of the larger groups and organizations that we're involved in or connected to. So I do feel like some of you are going to be affiliating yourselves, or at least trying to get an understanding of maybe some different sorts of religions, unorthodox ways of thinking. A lot of you are going to be researching into like aliens, UFOs, like this sort of stuff that you kind of have felt blocked by, or that you're questioning, like, am I restricted in my way of thinking? Have I not really pushed the limits of my reality enough? Because Saturn, which is here in the die, is about kind of restrictions, traditionalism, conservatism, boundaries. And so I feel like something has been blocked, or you guys have felt that it's been blocked for a while, and you're finally opening that up and taking a look at it. For some of you, it does have to do with actual international travel. Maybe there's a certain country you've been wanting to go to, but it's been blocked off to you because of COVID and all the restrictions, and now that's finally opening up. So you're finally like making some plans for some things you want to do, or that you missed being able to do because of COVID, and now those things are opening up, so you feel like your boundaries are widening. So yeah, I see like bucket list items kind of being in your head, like I want to do this before I die. I want to go here before I die. What else do I want to do before I die? But also some interesting conversations, or maybe reading some interesting things online about some kind of taboo topics that you want to know more about, so that you can decide how you feel about it. Okay, let's look at this astrological deck, see what wants to come out for you guys. Oh, good, that one came right out. All right, yeah, look, we've got Mercury communication. And so that could be actual like communication with people between you, or it could be writing, posting on forums, reading articles, watching YouTube videos on the subjects that you're wanting to study. Once I get the spell down. Oh yeah, and look at this. Yep, okay. We have Capricorn, Scorpio, as well as Leo. So Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, which came up in the die, which is about kind of all the things that I mentioned. Capricorn's not real open-minded. It's very grounded, very practical. It's like, no, this is what it is. That is what it is. There's nothing more to it. Whereas Scorpio likes to go beneath things, likes to find what's hidden, likes to uncover the secrets, doesn't want to just take things at face value. No, it wants to dig and explore, even into scary and taboo sorts of things. And so that's kind of what you guys are going to be doing. But the Leo energy, you all could be Leos, but it's making me think that this is really all coming from a place of fun and delight for you. Nothing sparks this because of some sort of fear that you have or of anything negative. It feels like, no, I'm just curious and this is fun for me. And so this is what I'm going to do. You guys will be gathering a lot of interesting information about some pretty random things, at least for other people. Like some of you could be really delving into astrology the next month and a half, or could be studying like, flat earth theory. What's flat earth all about? Or like the Baha'i religion, Buddhism, what else? Conspiracy theories, of course. But it's all coming from this place of, well, no, this is just fun for me. So this is what I want to do. It's not that you're really taking anything real seriously or like committing to something. It's more just exploring it. So maybe reading about Buddhism because you're just curious and want to know, but it's not that in this next month you're going to devote your life to Buddhism, for example. This is like an information gathering phase. We have the 6th house come up, as well as the 11th and the 1st. Now the 11th came up in the die. Let me read this to you. It says the edge, which goes well with the rock you all gravitated towards. Friendship, group, creativity, community, humanity, hope, tribe, festivals, discoveries, common goals, startups, rebellion, experimentation, and the future. Some of you could be investing in like cryptocurrency. I know a lot of people are getting into that. Some of you could be going on some sort of retreat, maybe like a music festival, something where everyone's sleeping outside for a month. Something like that. Now with the 6th house and the 1st house, I feel like your health will also be in focus, or maybe not. Well, it could be your health, but it could also just be your appearance in general. You're really rethinking like how you want to present yourself to the world and what it means to be you and how you can show that to others in the most authentic way, as well as trying to get a good handle on your day-to-day routines and activities, the habits and the habits that you indulge in. I see some research going into that. For some of you, this is about you guys are making a big change in diet due to reading some sort of article, watching some sort of video or documentary, maybe about sugar or veganism or keto or something. And it makes you think like, maybe I should try out this diet, see how it goes. And maybe you're updating about this kind of online as you do it. But that's kind of, there's a lot going on with you guys. It's really broad, but your mind of all things feels very alert, awake, and active this whole month. So I don't see a lot of quiet time for you guys. I didn't with the last group either, but it's a different type of activity that's going on around you all because it's more internal. It's more your mind reading, learning, soaking up information. So lots of videos, movies, articles, books, that sort of thing. And also lots of, it's not that for some of you, like I said, there's festivals or concerts or something like that you're going to that will put you in a space around a lot of people, but it doesn't give you a real personal connection with people. It just kind of gets you in the middle of this sort of group. So I feel like that's what's going to be going on for you guys. Some of you may have some sort of work trip, where you're going to another state or another country for work, just as an example. So we have the optimism card, which is Moon in Sagittarius, so more Sag energy. And then the choice card, which says Mars in Libra. So yeah, some of you will be making a choice this month. I feel like an offer may be coming to you all, okay? Maybe for a relationship or a job opportunity, or maybe you've got some money and you've got to decide, do I want to put it here or put it there? So I feel like choices throughout this next month and a half will be a big theme for the month. It seems like everywhere you turn, it's like there's a choice. Do I want to go this way or do I want to go that way? Should I say yes or should I say no? But the optimism card is making me think that all these sort of choices being brought to you are not anything you're feeling conflicted about, upset about, or stressed about necessarily. They're just coming to you and you kind of grapple with, okay, which do I want to do? Which would make the most sense for me? So for some of you, it could be in terms of your diet or exercise, a change up there, or in like, do I want to travel to this place or that place? Do I want to mark this off my bucket list or that? Do I want to read this book or read that book? But lots of choices going on with you all. Okay, let's look at the tarot card and maybe we'll get more an idea of what that choice card is all about. Sometimes I have to shuffle forever before a card finally comes out. Oh, there we go. Oh, interesting. So we have the Hierophant card. This is Taurus energy. It does represent religion. So I feel like some of you will be, I don't think you'll be committing to another religion or way of thinking just yet, but I do think you will be maybe releasing, like maybe up until this point you were committed to a particular belief of thoughts, political agenda, or religion. This next month and a half, I feel like you're letting go of that commitment to leave space open for new information and insights so that you could potentially make a new commitment in the future. But it feels like you want to, you want to leave yourself open to gather some more info. I'm sorry you guys are seeing me dip down so much. I think I got all of them. Because the Hierophant card is always about being committed to something and staying true to that, until the end of time. But it's always important to really know the ins and outs of what we are committing to before we do. And so I feel like you're in a phase of learning all these things. Oh yeah, you guys have some major cards here. Look at this. We have 8 of Wands, then we have the Judgment card, and then the Death card. Wow, you guys are really completely being reborn this next month and a half, like making the choice to, first of all, this is about being open to receiving insights from the higher realms, from God. I feel like a lot of you will be attempting like astral travel, or at least, meditations that let you directly communicate with your spirit guides, or at least looking up things online, like delving into a lot of esoteric sort of things or hidden things. And then it's like you yourself decide that, like, you know what, I think I'm ready to be reborn anew, to be fresh and brand new all over again, and then lead my life in a totally different way. So for some of you, this could be an upgrade kind of all across the board, where it's like, now I follow this diet, now my hair is this color, now I believe this, now I don't believe that. But it's like, wow, like you're completely brand new with this. And then of course the Death card is kind of the same thing as the Judgment card. The difference here in these cards is that the Judgment card is a rebirth from a choice. Like you actually have the power to make that choice. Whereas the Death card is a rebirth that just comes upon you. It happens to you. It's not necessarily that you chose it. So I feel like elements of both of these will be going on this month. I think a lot of you are in a phase in life where a rebirth is just going to be happening regardless. Maybe you're entering into marriage or engagement. Maybe a baby's on the way. Maybe you're graduating college. Maybe you are moving up at work, like you've been promoted. Something that's kind of like a more natural, it just happens to you and it forces us to change and leave things behind. But then also along with that, you seem to be very on board this month, like bring it on, bring it on. I want all the newness. I want to be reborn. I want to transform. And you have this positive mindset about everything going on around you. And wow, I feel like at the end of this summer, like once fall comes, a lot has changed with you in terms of your values, what you think about life, who you choose to pray to, and how you present yourself to others. all of it's really changing. And for a lot of you, I do see like weight loss or a change in the body. Some of you may even be undergoing some sort of cosmetic surgery in the next 45 days of your own, choice, of course. Maybe like surgery on your nose, your breast, something like minor, I feel like, because it just feels like everything's changing. You come out of 2021 really like a brand new person. Okay, I want to look at, we just have a couple more decks here. Let's get the archetype cards. Let's see who you are going to be this month. What is your archetype? All right, interesting. We have the Beggar and the Avenger. And these are kind of like opposing energies, right? The Avenger avenges for others, fights for others, he's a superhero. And the Beggar is the person begging for help, being in need. And you feel like this Avenger sort of energy. And you know what? This makes me think more of like the occult conspiracy theories, because the Avenger does everything in secret. He wears a mask. No one knows who he is. No one knows how he does what he does. And he's got the world around his shoulders. So I feel like there may be some sort of secret trip you're keeping on the down low, or at least the research and things you're kind of poking and prodding around with, looking more into. You're kind of on the down low with it. You're not opening up yet to, friends and family around you necessarily. And you're helping out also this month people who are in need in some way. Some of you could, be helping the homeless or in some sort of nonprofit organization, or perhaps this trip or whatever you guys are doing helps others in some ways, like connected to like a nonprofit, for example, a missionary trip, something like that. But I do think that in the next 30 to 45 days, there will be someone around you that's calling to you for help. I feel like it's monetarily, whereas in the first pile, the same sort of energy came up, but it seemed more like, oh, you need to communicate with them to help them. This actually feels more like a physical, tangible sort of help. So maybe with money or helping them move houses, like doing something where you're actually physically involved in terms of their help. So I do feel that that will be going on this month. And also Spirit is wanting me to tell you that there are some people around you in your close group that are as open-minded as you are, but maybe haven't had the guts to say it, okay? Because I feel like a lot of this occult stuff you guys may be looking into, or maybe it's not occult stuff for all of you. Maybe some of you are at a job and secretly looking for another, but there's something going on kind of in secret behind the scenes that you don't want to let anyone know about just yet, because you're not even certain what you think about it just yet. But Spirit is telling me that there are some people around you who would enjoy actually to kind of know what's going on, wouldn't be judgmental about it. And I think you would enjoy having that connection, someone that could share in your curiosity with what it is you're doing, whether that be, investing or searching for a job or making a bucket list or looking into religions and conspiracy theories. Because I feel like you need someone, you don't need someone there with you, but I feel like it would make things even more fun for you than they're already going to be this month, okay? So let's get an animal card and then some of the surrender cards. We'll see what you guys are going to be surrendering over the next month and a half. But first, let's get an animal card. Oh, one of them flipped over. We had two. Okay, you guys have the Wolverine and the Zebra. The Wolverine says, "You are a lot tougher than you think you are." And the Zebra card says, "Let go of your fear and know that you are safe and protected at all times." Kind of like the Avenger, right? Who swoops in and saves the person in need when they had no idea that he was even around. So yeah, there's something you guys are doing kind of secretly that you kind of feel uneasy or weird about. I think a lot of you are questioning either changing jobs or changing your degree or studying something new, but you kind of feel like it wouldn't be well received if it were to be found out, or maybe there's a fear in you to, actually go out and make those changes, study those things, and Spirit's just saying, look, you're a lot tougher than you think you are. Stop being fearful, push your boundaries a little more, try some of those crazy things on your bucket list that you've been wanting to try. You can do it. So I feel like the next month and a half, this is going to be the theme for you. You're going to get into this sort of superhero mode and kind of live through an alter ego of yourself, What would I do if I was, Superman? How would I react in this situation? Would I say yes or no to this, that, or the other? Would I try out this? And you're just going to kind of run with it. And this is going to be a month and a half for you filled with curiosities, interesting information, kind of secret little behind the scenes endeavors that really get you excited, and just a complete transformation at a soul level and at a physical level as well. So I'm going to, oh, I forgot. I want to pull 3 cards from this deck for 3 main words for the month, okay? All right, we've already got 3. Okay, we have clarity, flexibility, and purpose. Yeah, this flexible energy feels very much like you guys. You guys feel very Gemini, Virgo. Flexibility, clarity, and purpose. Yeah, whereas this Hierophant card is it is an inflexible card because it's about commitment. I feel like you guys are trying to be more flexible in all, like be more open-minded and flexible in all the areas of your life. So rules that you used to have, like maybe, well, I never kiss before the 3rd date, or I never lend money to family or friends, or I feel like you guys have a lot of these rules that are like, well, I never do this. This is the rule for my life. I never do this, or I never believe this. All of a sudden you're like, maybe it's time to like retest out these rules, get a little bit more flexible, make a few changes. And it's bringing you into this deep sense of purpose as well as clarity. The Avenger feels very purposeful. He has a purpose with what he does. He knows what he does, why he does it. He feels empowered. He feels without fear. He feels liberated. And that kind of seems like the energy you guys will be in for the next month and a half. Just kind of no BS, saying yes to everything, trying out all the things that you used to be fearful of, and getting a lot of new information and insight into some hidden things that you want to learn more about. So your intelligence, your wisdom, your knowledge, all getting a major upgrade over the next month and a half. And I would love to know in the comments down below any more details you may have to share about this upgrade of yours and this secret endeavor of yours. So leave that in the comments down for me below if you want to. But I want to thank you guys for being here. We're at 1,000 subscribers. I cannot believe it. I just had to say that again. I appreciate all of you, and I look forward to seeing you for next week's Pick a Card reading. Love you guys. Bye. Hey Group 3, welcome to your reading. Let's take a look at the card topper you all gravitated towards. Just a gorgeous color, isn't it? I love it. Okay, this is called Chrysocolla. Hope I'm saying that right. Who needs it? Anyone entangled in the 24/7 fear cycle propagated by the Politica media complex, and those who can never find the right words. When to use it? When you feel small and vulnerable and are looking for someone to parent you, but then you remember that you're a grown-up. But it's cool because you totally got this. And it says at the bottom, be your own mama. So it sounds like this next month and a half is going to be about you getting in touch with your own inner mother, finding new ways to nurture yourself and the people and things around you. I'm seeing lots of plants. I feel like some of you may be investing in a new house plant, house pet, maybe a fish tank. I'm just seeing a lot of like gardening, watering, ways that we nurture people. Maybe some new recipes you guys are going to be trying out on your own. Some of you may have welcomed a new baby into your life, either one of your own or maybe a family member. It's going to be a big theme of the month for you, kind of centered around babies and new life. But it feels like, if I could describe the feeling I'm getting just from this card, it's comfort, feeling comforted. I'm seeing like snuggling, affection, maybe even just kind of being under the blankets and watching a good movie or something like that. Definitely feels a bit quieter than the other 2 groups felt, but it feels really, really good. It feels like you feel kind of warm and fuzzy inside throughout the month. So I want to first look at the astrological energies going on with you, and then we'll get into the tarot and oracles. So I have some decks for that, but let's start with rolling the die, as you guys know I love to do. All right, we have Mars in Capricorn in the 10th house. Interesting, because this mother energy that I was getting from the first card is very Cancer, whereas Capricorn is the opposite to Cancer, and the 10th house is about public life, our life purpose, our career, work life. And Mars is a very, very active energy. So it feels like for the next month and a half, there's going to be huge amounts of efforts put into your work life and your public life. Like at work, it's going to be all work, 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 work. And I see a lot of quick progress being made in that area of your life with the Mars energy. So if you work for a corporation, like just a lot is getting done. There's a lot of energy going on at work. There's really no downtime. But I see you feeling good about that, but also like obviously tired at the end of the day. And so I think that's where I'm getting this quiet home time. It's like at work, that's when you've got to be the boss, the tough guy, the disciplinarian, really, really focused. You don't really have time to nurture yourself. And so you make up for that at home during your downtime. That's when you treat yourself, you take care of yourself, you take those longer baths. So I'm seeing a good balance between the effort you put in at work to make strides in your career, and then the effort you put in at home to make sure that you're cared of and that you feel good. So you guys are getting a lot done in career, I've got to say. Some of you may be reaching some new milestones or goals, getting promoted, getting recognized in some way. It just feels like your efforts are really, really paying off, but you're literally putting all of your energy there. So then once you get off work and you're done, and you're ready to come home, you really just want to come home and be at home and just kind of relax and chill. But I love this energy for you guys. You're going to be getting a lot done this month. A lot of, you guys just feel like go-getters in terms of your career. Like I feel like this is, some of you are in really tough industries, law, or what else? Some sort of like big corporation that, you know, has thousands upon thousands of employees, or maybe you work for yourself. You've got your own business you have to manage. But yeah, you guys are very active at work and finding a really good way to balance that out at home and giving that time back to yourself that you need. All right. Ooh, okay, so we've got the sun. So that's Leo energy, as well as Gemini, the first house of self, and the 12th house of like isolation, being at home. Okay, I need to do one more card from this astrological deck. The sun is all about the ego. Sorry, a card fell. So we have the trine card and the conjunction card. Yeah, so, and look at this sun. We've got the fireworks going on around it. So you guys are getting recognized in some capacity, I feel, in terms of your career. Some of you could be celebrating birthdays this month. You know, your sun may be back at where it was at your birth. So you're kind of getting showered down on from affection, applause, and appraise by others in that sense. So yeah, it could be a birthday month for some of you. But for others of you, I feel like there's some sort of milestone or recognition that you have achieved in this 45-day span I'm covering here in regards to your work life. Now, Gemini, the butterfly, is about communication, kind of lighthearted conversation with others, networking, acquaintances, even siblings, okay? But so I feel like you guys are, some of you may be giving some sort of speech or presentation at work or online, maybe hosting like a Zoom call or something, writing something out, because I see a lot of just words, talk, communication, not an emotional sort of communication. This is more like, I need to convey this information. It feels like that's what you're kind of doing a lot this month. For those of you who maybe don't work or have a job that involves a lot of talking, I see you kind of being the go-between for a lot of stuff, even in your personal life, your home life. Maybe you're making some updates to your home, and there's people that you have to make phone calls with or scheduling things with, calling your siblings, your spouse, organizing little things. But it seems like a lot of that's going on during the day, but then in the evening I see the absolute opposite, like complete retreat in the evening. Silence, quiet, like, I just see you being really at peace, like knowing that you deserve to have some rest time for yourself, but feeling really accomplished during the day. So this 12th house is all about this surrendering. It's about sleep. I feel like you guys will be getting a healthy amount of sleep, okay? That won't be out of balance, and relaxation. And the first house of self. I feel like there's something in the next 45 days that, okay, so you know how when someone says, introduce yourself, or how would you describe yourself? We all have that basic list of things like, my name is blah, blah, blah. I'm married, I have such and such kids, I work here. We'll have this basic list of things that we identify ourselves with. I feel like something's getting added to this list for you. So a new accomplishment, or a new career, maybe altogether, or maybe some of you are just now becoming a parent or a spouse, but something new is getting kind of added to this list of like, yeah, this is part of me and who I am. This is kind of one of the things that defines me. And it could be on your physical body as well, a new tattoo or a piercing, but something that's, I would lean more towards a tattoo than a piercing, but because whatever it is something that will really stay. You know, it really does define you now. Now we also have the trine card and the conjunction card, which are really great energies also. Now the conjunction card is about two things coming together and creating something new with that energy. It's a positive energy, at least that's what's coming off the card. And the trine, the flow card, it's the same thing. Everything's flowing. Everything feels really good. Your life the next 45 days it just feels like you've got your stuff together. You feel like, wow, I'm really doing it. I'm accomplishing what I set out to do. I feel really, really good about myself. I feel responsible. I'm taking care of things. I'm getting things done. But I'm also not exhausted because I'm making sure that I eat the right food or that I get the sleep that I need. So everything's flowing really, really well for you guys this month. And you guys are accomplishing a lot. So good job. Okay, let's look at the tarot cards. Hopefully I don't have to shuffle it too long before something comes out. One card, please, Spirit. One card for group 3. Nope. This is why I want to do, oh, and they all fell. Okay, we got one here. Let me pick these up off the ground. When I do personal readings, like from my Etsy shop, I always clip out the part of me shuffling and getting the cards because it can take a long time. All right, we have the Chariot. This is Cancer energy, and which is kind of what I was getting from this first card. Cancer is the sign of the mother, the inner mother. It's about emotional nurturance. In this tarot card, it's about balance and harmony as well. How when we balance out our emotional, vulnerable side, make sure it's nurtured and cared for, along with our sort of masculine go-getter side. That's what allows the Chariot to move forward. You have to have two wheels, right? So you guys have got this down the next 45 days. You are not rejecting your emotions, nor are you rejecting your more masculine side. And because of that, those wheels are able to turn, and it's like a lot, you guys make a lot of progress in the next 45 days. I'm just seeing like a huge leap of progress where you kind of all of a sudden feel like you've been, it's weird because I think for a while maybe, I feel like things have been going pretty steadily for you guys, but kind of at the same pace of what you expect. Whereas the next 45 days, it's almost like there's this acceleration where you just feel like, whoo, something's come down to help me out here, because there's no way I could have done all this quickly on my own. Like, how did things speed up like that? So you're feeling really, really good, really in balance with yourself, with your life, personal and private life feels harmonized to your public and career life. Like everything's just really coming together. For some of you, there could be a big focus on home and family. So, you know, upgrading or renovating the home, spending more time with family, but I'm feeling more like younger energies. So maybe like nieces and nephews, or your own kids. Like, it feels like, I think in the past, something was neglected there. So maybe everything went into career and personal and home life was neglected. But now that you are nurturing that personal life, that home life, it's like now your career is actually taking off. Things just feel really in balance. We have the Moon and Virgo card, which says order, and the Mercury and Leo card, which says drama. Mercury and Leo makes me think of this Gemini card and the Sun card. So your communication skills are on point for the next 45 days. Some of you may be leading others in some way or teaching others. But whatever it is, you're just talking and communicating in a way that really brings people in. People want to listen to you speak. They want to hear what you have to say. Like, you've established some sort of authority over an area of your life, either career, at home, or otherwise. That is, it's really attracting people to you this month. With the Moon and Virgo card, this is talking to me again about home. Like, you guys' home life, looks really, really great. Everything seems organized, in order. It seems pretty. It seems relaxing. You've done a really good job of, yeah, getting your habits and your responsibilities and your to-dos really in order, but also adding that important emotional element to it of, you know, it's not just enough to do it. I also need to make sure I'm doing things in a way that feels good. I've got to account for the emotions. And I feel like you guys have got that down pat, really. Okay, let's look at these tarot cards. What do we get? All right, 10 of Wands. King of Swords. We have Queen of Cups. Let's see if I can get one or two more. King of Swords is air energy, so Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. Queen of Cups is water energy, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Oop, oop, oop. Got more than I asked for. Okay, we have the Tower, Queen of Wands. Oh, look at this, 3 of Cups, celebration. This feels like you guys here. Queen of Wands, entertaining and people kind of celebrating you for something. For some of you, this actually has to do with someone at your current job leaving, stepping away, maybe being fired, and you kind of being the one chosen to kind of replace them. So that's kind of what I'm seeing in the Tower card, like some sort of shakeup at work that somehow really ends up benefiting you guys in a big way, gets you guys recognized and noticed. For some of you, I feel like this month there will be a conversation that you finally have with a boss or an authority figure in your life. It could be with a parent or even with a spouse, for example. I feel like an air sign or a male, where you finally say, like, things are out of balance. Like, I'm feeling overburdened. I feel like I need this, that, or the other. And I feel like somehow that leads to you being able to get things into balance. So maybe this happens pretty soon, over the next couple of weeks. You have this conversation, you open up, and you're able to get things in order and get things to this lovely, you know, Moon in Virgo place that I see them being, where you've got ample time to relax and also ample time to work, and you're just making a lot of progress. Because whenever you are able to hand off some of your things to other people, or other people come in and help and assist, like when you're delegating your energies better, a lot more does get done. So I see you kind of no longer repressing this feminine, emotional side of you, and no longer trying to push that away, finally like embracing it and saying, okay, I hear you. What is it that you need? Let's take care of this. Yeah, you need sleep? Okay, you need to eat? Okay, like we're gonna do this the right way. And it kind of changes the whole sort of foundation and structure of your life, and it leads you to a place of success. I see you being very successful this month and things moving very quickly for you because of how balanced you've been able to become through either asking for what you need or doing what you know you need to do. And I do see definitely here some sort of celebration in your honor. So I don't know if it's that you're giving birth or a baby shower, getting married, or if it's your birthday, or if it's a promotion at work, but some sort of celebration will be happening for you in the next 45 days, or some sort of celebration that you're in charge of or a part of, like you're the center of it. So either you organized it or it's in your honor, or maybe a little bit of both. But you guys are going to feel very empowered this month and really wowed by your capacity to get things done, to do what needs to be done. But I also see you really having a lot of calm, relaxing, like moments of alone time, or moments maybe with just one other person, where it's like, we're just going to watch a movie, maybe make some popcorn, or I want to take a long shower, or I want to, you know, buy a new pair of pajamas to lounge around in at home, or get some plants, or redecorate this or that. So I see lots of that going on as well. But congratulations to you guys, because I do see you making a lot of progress in the next 45 days. I want to thank you all for coming. I'm going to leave you guys here. Can't believe we're at 1,000 subscribers. Like, wow, that's so awesome. So I'm grateful for each and every one of you, and I look forward to seeing you in next week's Pick a Card reading. Love you guys. Bye.